Hey folks, welcome back to Selenium WebDriver series. In this video, let's talk about what is Xpath and what are the types of Xpath that are available. So without delay, let's get started. So Xpath stands for XML path. So the abbreviation of X is XML. So basically, whatever the DOM structure you see is an XML format. We use it to traverse among elements and attributes in an XML document. Okay. To traverse, to identify a particular element using this strategy, if we are traversing through the elements, okay, so that is where it helps us to identify a particular element on the web page. So, why do we use this XPath? One is to traverse elements, attributes, and text through an XML document. Okay. So whenever you write any path, you will have to identify the particular element of path. So using either the attribute or the text, or you will traverse through the element. So we have different techniques for that. We will learn about it. Find particular elements or attributes with matching patterns. Okay. Uniquely identify or address part of an XML document. So identify an element uniquely on the web page. Extract information from any part of an XML document. Okay. So let's see the syntax. So this is how the syntax of path looks. So basically, double slash tag name at the rate attribute is equal to the value. So here, what does this double slash represent? Is the it selects the node in the document from the current node. So basically, from the specific or the middle of the web page, we can start to identify an element using this double slash. Okay. Whereas the single slash, it selects the element from the root node. Okay. Tag name, tag name of the current node. Okay, and then at the rate symbol, it selects the attribute, and then the value is where, suppose if you remember, in the previous session, we learned about what all the different locators we have, and at that we also, you know, saw like what is attribute and then how does it work. Okay, so here we will take an example and then we will see how we can identify the particular element using the specific syntax. Okay. So in this application, first I want to identify this username field. Okay. So how I can do it is right click and then inspect. So this will identify, the whole of this will be open. But if you want to specifically identify this particular, XPath or whatever DOM element you want, then you can click on this particular uh, field itself directly and click on this inspect. So it will highlight the particular element where it is, where you can identify this particular element itself. Okay. Suppose if I want to identify this particular element username field using the XPath, how we can do it is just do Control F so that this find by string or selected or XPath this will get open. Okay. So now how we can do it is again if you missed it, just click on this and then click on this particular field which you want to identify. Okay. If you remember, the basic syntax of path was double slash, right? Double slash. Okay. And then input, that is the tag name. See, this is the tag name. Input. Okay. And then you can use any of the attributes. So attribute is, suppose here class is one attribute, name is one another attribute, placeholder is another attribute. So like this, there are different attributes and then the values we have to specify. So based on if it is identifying the particular element uniquely or not, you can choose it. Okay, suppose if I choose this name is equal to username. Okay. select this. Okay. And then here I can write it as at the rate attribute name is name itself, and then the value is username. So this is how we identified the particular element using the XPath. This is one way. Okay. So here, if you see, so if I want to identify if it is double slash, if I want to identify any particular element like randomly on the web page, like it doesn't start from the top of the like if it starts from this HTML, then it will be another like single slash we have to use. Okay. So this is how you can identify. So let's go back. So there are different types of XPath are there. There are basically two. One is absolute XPath and another one is relative XPath. So there is slight difference. What happens is in case of absolute XPath, uses the root element of the HTML or the code and followed by all the elements which are necessary to reach the desired element. Basically, it starts from the top, like HTML, where the HTML starts, right? Top of the node. From there, you have to traverse till the time you identify the element, basically. Okay, and then it starts with forward slash. Just one forward slash can be used to identify the absolute XPath. And also, this XPath, absolute XPath, is not recommended. Why? Because in future, if you say that any of the in the DOM structure, if there is any new item added or new element added, in that case, or anything is removed, then in that case you have to again write it, which is tedious task, correct? So that is why it is not recommended to use this absolute XPath. And there is another one which is relative XPath. In this XPath, it begins with a double forward slash. Okay, so it means that you're searching element from anywhere on the page. Generally, this XPath, which is relative XPath, is preferred. Okay, because even though if there are any changes, it might not affect this particular element. Okay, in case if there is any change, it would be a small change. You can go and change it. Correct. So that is why relative XPath is always preferred. Okay, again going back to the application. So let's log in. Okay, so let's try to identify the relative XPath and then absolute XPath of this upgrade button. Okay, first let's identify uh, the relative XPath, which is the one which we wrote for username field. Okay, so here it is quite easy, correct? So you can just copy this class name, like whole of this. Okay. Using the class name, we can identify this button. Basically, because there are different buttons as well. If you use this type as button, then there are chances of multiple elements will be returned. Okay, so that is the reason. Control F, and then you can see that for that uh, tag name starts with button. So what you can do is double slash, okay, button, and then at the rate we copied the class name. Okay, so this is how we identified using the relative XPath. It is in the middle of the web page. From anywhere, any at any position you can actually identify element using this relative XPath. Suppose for the same button, if I want to write the absolute path, okay, then how it works? Let's see. So as I said, it starts from the top of the node. So if you see, it starts from the root. Okay, root is nothing but single slash. You have to use the single slash HTML. Okay, and after HTML, um, so if you see, there are two, again, there are two tag names for it. One is head and another is body. But our element is present in the body. So what we have to do is we have to use this body. Okay, we are traversing to the element. Like if you expand this, again you can see there are other elements, right? So in the same way. So now again our element is present. If you identify this like this, see it is present here. We have to traverse till here. Okay, so how we are traversing is, again you have to identify what is the next element. It is the div. After the body, it is in the next div, slash div. Okay, and then slash, again if you see, if you close this, okay, there is another one div. Two, after that there is one script tag and another one is div. So again you have to identify using it div. So it highlighted this particular element. So, like this, you have to traverse. And under this, what are the different divs we have? Like there are two divs. Okay, you have to identify where our element is. So it is again in the first div. If you see, there are two divs. How I can identify? There are, right. So here, either I have to use an index so that it will go to this. If I just use div, it will identify the two elements. Correct. But which one we want is, but it definitely gets confused. Okay, so for that reason we have to use one, so it will particularly identify this element itself. Okay, and under this, what are there? Again you have to traverse. There is aside, and then, okay, this we don't want. Okay, and after this we have header. This is the tag. Okay, under the header, what we have is, how many divs we have. Like there are two divs. Okay, we have to go to this particular div. Okay, so for that, select this div and then identify it using the index 1. Okay, so this is how you have to traverse. And finally, from here, how many divs we have? We have again two divs. Here we have it in the second div. Okay, where it is. Okay, we have traversed till here. Okay, it is not in the first div, it is in the second div. Okay, so we have to traverse to the second div, identify it using the index. Okay, we came almost, we are almost about to identify it. Okay, and then you can identify it using the button. So I think button will not work because before that we have a anchor tag. Okay, identify it using anchor tag and then finally button. So finally it identify the whole of the button. So this is how you have to traverse from the root node like HTML till the where you are able to identify the particular element on the web page. So this is quite tedious, correct? So you have to traverse one by one, which is also confusing too. So that is why it is always preferred to use relative XPath than absolute XPath. And suppose in case if this is difficult, what you can do is you can right click on this particular element, okay, and then you will get an option to copy the XPath. Okay, so this is how you can do it as well, but it is not recommended to use like this. So it is a combination, correct? But if I copy the full XPath, then you will see complete relative XPath from HTML node. Okay, so this is how you can identify um, what we can identify basically all the elements using XPath relative and then XPath absolute. Okay, Hope you understood the concept of what is XPath and what are the different techniques we have to identify the element. If you have learned something, please do like it, share it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.